So now it's better to abolish adoption? That's better to get rid of adoption. That's better. I want you to say it again.
There are things in the Bible that you can't fully trust, like.
Oh, you mean like your prophet telling you can marry a minor who hasn't puberty, that you can trust. Your prophet marrying his adopted son's divorced wife, that you can trust. Your prophet abolishing adoption, that you can trust. Okay, now let's talk about Jesus in your Quran. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Since I already told about Muhammad, let's go to your Quran. Go to chapter 3, verse 42 of the Quran.
So 342?
Yeah, of the Quran. Now we're going to talk about, now again, just for the record, James, I don't believe this is the real Jesus or the real Mary. But since you believe the Quran, you believe this is Mary and Jesus. That's fine, so we'll just go with it. Chapter 3, verse 42. I want you to read that for me.
And remember when the angel said, "O Mary, surely God has selected you, purified you, and chosen you over all women of the world. O Mary, be devout to your Lord, prostrate yourself in prayer, and bow along with those who bow down."
One more time, read it. Read 342 one more time.
Sure. And remember when the angel said, "O Mary, surely God has selected you, purified you, and chosen you over all women of the world."
Wait. Allah chose Mary and preferred her above all the women of the world?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, now I have a question. You're aware that the only woman mentioned by name in the Quran is Mary, Jesus' mother, Mary, right?
That's right.
You're aware that according to the Hadith, Sahih Muslim, Muhammad's mother is burning in hell, right? Oh, you didn't know this? You didn't know this?
No, sir.
Okay,
no.
let me give you a Muslim admitting this, and I'll give you the Hadith. I'm going to give you a YouTube clip. Asim, he is a Salafi Muslim scholar who answers questions online. Now let's play him. Listen to him clearly. It's 3 minutes. Okay, let's listen.
Sure.
I'm playing him.
Fourth question is, why are the parents of the Prophet ﷺ in hell? This question you do not ask me about. This question is something that the Prophet himself, alayhi salatu wassalam, told us about, and the hadith is in Sahih al-Imam Muslim. His father, a man came to him and said, "O Prophet of Allah, where's my father?" So the Prophet said, "Your father is in hell." How did the Prophet know? Allahumma salli wa sallim alayhi. Because Allah told him. So the man did not feel well about the answer. The Prophet said to him, "Your father and my father are in hell."
Wow.
And in another hadith, the Prophet wept one day, alayhi salatu wasalam. So they asked him, "Why are you weeping?" He said, "I sought permission from Allah to seek forgiveness for my mother, and he denied me from seeking forgiveness for her." Which means that, in accordance to the ayah in Surah At-Tawbah, that the Prophet and the believers are not permitted to seek forgiveness for those who died on idol worshipping, even if they were next of kin. End of story. Now, this was the Prophet's fatwa, alayhi salatu wasalam, not mine, not Sheikh XYZ. It was from the Prophet himself, and it's not in a dubious book. It's in Sahih al-Imam Muslim, the most authentic book alongside with the Bukhari after the Quran. So why this is not our issue or problem? Because this is from Allah Azza wa Jal. It's a revelation. You can say that maybe because the people of Mecca had the religion of Ibrahim. This is why they were performing Hajj, they were doing Tawaf, and they had the original religion of Ibrahim of worshipping Allah on Tawheed. And his son Ismail was their forefather. And there was the religion of Judaism and Christianity, which they could have adopted anyone. So these religion of monotheism were there, but they failed to choose it. So those who failed to choose it would end up in hell. This might be a reason, I don't know. What I know is what the Prophet said to us, alayhi salam, we have to believe and comply, and Allah knows best.
So are you okay that Muhammad, who you were deceived into thinking is the greatest man and the seal of the prophets, his mother and father are burning in hell?
I didn't know about this, but no.
But you okay with it now?
How to explain this?
Are you okay with it now?
I don't know.
Okay. Now, I just gave an article I wrote on this. You see, it says Muhammad's family in hell.
Yeah.
Click on it.
Okay.
And you're going to go to the hadith. In the hadith, I give you the link where you read it online. So the Muslims say, oh, Sam, he's a kafir, he's this and that, don't trust him, Allah damn him. What I want you to do is you put Command F and you put Sahih Muslim, and it's going to take you to the hadith. When you find it, let me know.
Yeah, I found it.
Okay, now I give you the link to sunnah.com where you read the hadith on the sunnah site, not my article, because someone say, oh, it's this article, he's lying. Click on that where it says https sunnah.com.
Sure.
Okay, what did it take you to?
I'm at sunnah.com, the book of prayers.
Okay, read it. Read the hadith.
Abu Huraira reported Allah's messenger as saying, I sought permission to beg forgiveness for my mother, but he did not grant it to me. I sought permission from him to visit her grave, and he granted it permission to me.
Now you got it, right? So the sheikh wasn't lying. I'm not lying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Muhammad's mother is burning in hell. Now go back to the article. Go back to the article.
Okay, sure.
When you get there, you're going to go to the hadith about his father. I'll tell you where it is. You're going to keep scrolling till you get to, it says chapter 86, he who died with unbelief. When you get there, you'll find it. You see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Click on the link, searchtruth.com. Click on it.
Okay.
Okay, it opened up to search. This is a Muslim site that has Sahih Muslim. Read for me 0398. Anas
reported, verily, a person said, Messenger of Allah, where is my father? He said, he is in the fire. When he turned away, he, the Holy Prophet, called him and said, verily, my father and your father are in the fire.
So are you okay that Muhammad's father is burning in hell and his mother is burning in hell, but Jesus' mother is the greatest woman that God created? Let me ask you another question. If Jesus is just an ordinary man, like Muhammad, why is Jesus' mother the greatest woman, but Muhammad's mother is in hell and his father is in hell? What makes Mary so great if Jesus is simply a man? As you're thinking about that, since you're in the Quran, let's go now to chapter 19 of the Quran, Surah Maryam, a chapter named after Mary. All of this the Muslims won't tell you. They're going to hide it from you to deceive you, which is why Satan duped you into following the son of the devil. I pray you come back to Jesus, who loves you and died for you. Muhammad didn't die for anyone. He murdered people's children, whereas Jesus died for you. And you left this beautiful Jesus who left heaven for you. And go to chapter 19 of the Quran when you get there. Let me know.
Okay, yeah, I'm here.
Read 16 to 19.
And mention in the book, O Prophet, the story of Mary when she withdrew from her family to a place in the east, screening herself off from them. Then we sent to her our angel Gabriel, appearing before her as a
And by the way, it doesn't say angel Gabriel, but that's okay. I don't care about that. That's a mistranslation. Just let's say it's angel Gabriel. That's fine. Keep going.
Okay, sure. Appearing before her as a man perfectly formed. She appealed, I truly seek refuge in the most compassionate from you. So leave me alone if you are God-fearing. He responded, I am only a messenger from your Lord, sent to bless you with a pure son.
Wait, Jesus is what?
Jesus is a pure son.
And yet Muhammad in the Quran is a sinner whom Allah threatened to kill and disgrace. Do you know that?
I don't believe Muhammad sinned.
Okay, now I'm going to show you that you don't believe the Quran. Go to chapter 9, verse 43 of the Quran.
Okay.
Your Quran is your enemy. Okay? Go to chapter 9, verse 43.
May God pardon you, O Prophet.
Pardon who?
You give them...
Wait. Pardon who?
The Prophet.
Why? Why does he need to be pardoned if he didn't sin? Can you show me where the Quran says, "May Allah forgive you, O Jesus"?
Yeah, I've read the Quran, and Dr. Khattab, who translated this Quran, actually leaves a footnote in one of the chapters. I'm not sure.
But before you ask me the footnote, is Khattab a messenger who received wahi from Jibreel?
No.
Okay,
but
just go with the verse.
That the Prophet.
No, just go with the brother in humanity. I know what they're going to tell you. I didn't care what they say. Why is your God saying to him, may God forgive you? Forgive him for what?
It says pardon you.
Okay, pardon you for what?
As I said, like it could be for misjudgments that he could have.
So
gave
then he's
a
not pure,
wrong
is he?
judgment.
Like Jesus, right?
Sorry, what's that?
Then he's not pure like Jesus, right? Whether a mistake or a sin, I'm going to show you he committed a sin, but still Jesus is pure, and God never said, I pardon you, but your prophet is impure who needs to be pardoned. Now go to chapter, well, forget chapter, go to chapter 47, verse 19.
Okay, so this is 47:19.
Yes.
So know well, O prophet, that there's no God worthy of worship except Allah, and seek forgiveness for your shortcomings.
Wait,
and
why does
for the
Muhammad need to seek forgiveness for anything?
Yeah, so there's a footnote here by Dr. Khattab. It says,
Good.
like other prophets, Muhammad was infallible of sin. The verse here refers to misjudgment, such as the
Where
example.
does the verse say misjudgment?
No, but he gives an example given in chapter 80, verses
Yes.
1 to 10. If the prophet himself is urged to seek forgiveness, then the believers
Okay,
are
but that's going to
even-
backfire against you. Chapter 80 is about Muhammad frowning on a blind man to appease a rich man, and you're telling me that's not a sin? Can you show me where Jesus frowned on a blind man, ignored a blind man in order to make the rich Jews happy?
No, Jesus never sinned.
Okay, but my point is, the example that your katab, that you're following as if he's a messenger, buries Muhammad, because in chapter 80, verses 1 to 10, I know what he's referring to. It says, he frowned, your prophet frowned on a blind man, made a blind man feel bad because your prophet was busy trying to appease a rich Arab, pagan, when a blind man came asking his advice. And you're okay with that?
Yeah, I did read about that, and I did read that when Muhammad did that, there was a whole chapter, there's a whole surah.
Yeah,
revealed about
chapter
that
80.
blind man.
That's the one. Chapter 80, what Katab is referring to. So you're
Yes,
okay. You're okay that your prophet frowned on a blind man, made him feel bad because he was busy trying to appease a rich Arab pagan. Just tell me you're okay.
No, that's not okay. But Muhammad himself
It's not
said
okay.
that he felt bad, and Allah
Oh, so it was a sin.
revealed a surah about the blind man.
Oh, so Allah revealed a surah showing that your prophet made a mistake by making a blind man feel like garbage, something Jesus never did. Thank you for admitting that.
Yes, Allah revealed a surah about the prophet's misjudgment.
Just repeat it again because we're hearing you. You just admit to everyone, Muhammad frowned on a blind man, made a blind man feel so bad and worthless because your prophet was too busy trying to appease a rich Arab pagan to convert, and your God rebuked him for that misjudgment, whereas Jesus never made any blind man feel bad, but actually healed them according to your Quran.
But
Excellent.
This is, you don't have to bring up like Jesus, like
Yes,
peace
I
be
do.
upon him, but
I have to bring Jesus because Jesus, your Quran says, is pure. And unlike your prophet, he healed the blind man. He didn't make blind people feel like garbage. Go to chapter 3, verse 49.
okay, sure.
So unlike your Muhammad in the Quran, who made blind people feel like garbage, Jesus healed them. Go to chapter 3, verse 49.
And make him a messenger to the children of Israel to proclaim, I have come to you with a sign from your Lord. I will make for you a bird from clay, breathe into it, and it will become a real bird by God's will. I will heal the blind and the leper and raise the
I will
dead
heal
to
who?
life. The blind.
And your prophet made a blind man cry. Okay, at least you admit that. I'm glad. Now, let me show you how wicked your prophet is, because you said he didn't make any mistakes. Go to 33:37 of the Quran.
And remember, O Prophet, when you said to the one for whom God has done a favor, and you too have done a favor, keep your wife and fear God, while concealing within yourself what God was going to reveal. And so you were considering the people, whereas God was more worthy of your consideration. So when Zaid totally lost interest in keeping his wife, we gave her to you in marriage, so that there would be no blame on the believers for marrying the ex-wives of their adopted sons after their divorce. And God's command is totally binding.
Now, please convince us you're okay with your prophet marrying his adopted son's wife, who for a season was his daughter-in-law. Let me give you example what I mean. You're my adopted son. You got married. You divorce her. and then I marry her and she becomes your stepmother. So you're okay now with your ex-wife being your stepmother, a woman that you saw naked and slept with, who's now sleeping with your dad, who's now your mother. You're okay with that?
Can I say something?
Please.
I want to say that like in the time of like the 7th century, in the time of the Prophet, and at in Arabia itself, like they had different like traditions and cultures. Like you can't like impose like
You know you're going to embarrass
I
yourself with that argument, right, James?
I wouldn't do what you just described right there. But
James, you're going to embarrass yourself by saying that, because your prophet is supposed to be an example for all generations, not just the 7th century. And didn't your prophet destroy certain customs that people observed because they were bad?
yes, he did.
Oh, but he kept this custom that was evil. How convenient. So let me ask you the question again. Would you be okay with your adoptive father taking your divorced wife and marrying her, a woman that you had naked in bed and was having sex with, who's now your mother, and you have to honor as your mother?
No, that's not okay.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't do anything like that. But
okay, but no, hold on. Did your prophet then abolish adoption after he married his daughter-in-law?
I believe adoption is abolished.
Oh, and you have no problem. So now help us understand your logic. Your prophet married his adopted son's wife to be an example for other people, so they can marry their adopted son's wives when they're divorced. But then shortly after that, he then abolished adoption. Didn't Allah know he was going to abolish adoption?
I'm sorry, but did he abolish adoption? Or
Yeah,
did
he did.
abolish?
Allah abolished it according to you. So your God, who's not the God revealed in Jesus, because the God revealed in Jesus doesn't abolish adoption, he adopts children. But your God that you decided to follow abolished adoption. And you're okay with that? So this humane practice of adoption, Allah got rid of, but marrying your adopted son's divorced wife, he was okay with it. So something immoral he was okay with, but something humane he abolished. Yeah, you make sense, James. I'm ready to take Shahada.
But yeah, so adoption is abolished, but that doesn't mean that Muslims can't take in like stray children into their families.
You can't, when they're old enough, you can't have them in your house because of your women folk cannot freely mix with those who are not forbidden for them. Don't let me bring up breastfeeding as an example, where Muhammad had a woman suckle a grown man with her tit because he had abolished adoption, and her husband is now uncomfortable with him in the house because there was nothing forbidding him from lusting for his wife. So Muhammad said, let him suck your tit and now he'll be your foster son. You don't want to open that can of worms, do you? So let me ask the question again, because you went far afield. Didn't your God Allah know that he was going to abolish adoption right after Muhammad was going to marry Zayd's wife?
I don't understand. He did abolish adoption.
No, you're not. No, he didn't abolish it when your prophet married her. 33:37 just told you the reason why he married her was to be an example for other people to marry their adopted sons' wives. Did you just read 33:37? Read it. It's right there.
Okay, so we gave her to you in marriage so that there would be no blame on the believers for marrying the ex-wives of the
what?
Adopted sons.
Okay, so at that time when your prophet did it, adoption was still allowed, right?
Yes.
So, but didn't your God Allah know that he was then going to abolish adoption?
Yes. God
so why did he allow Muhammad marry his adopted son's wife when he knew he was going to abolish adoption? So that this example, Muhammad, is meaningless because it can't be an example for anyone anymore. There's no more adoption.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like throughout the Quran, like there are many revelations that it's not to say like they're not relevant anymore, but they get like superseded by like better revelations from God.
You mean it's better to abolish adoption, a humane practice, but it was not as good to then lust for your adopted son's wife, who then ended up divorcing her so you can marry her? So now it's better to abolish adoption? That's better to get rid of adoption. That's better. I want you to say it again. Getting rid of adoption, robbing children of having a father or a mother that they can look to because Allah abolished adoption. That's better? Please say it's better. Yes, my God did what was better. He abolished adoption, leaving hundreds of thousands of orphans without the opportunity to be adopted and call anyone mommy and daddy, or barren parents, women who can't have children, robbing them of the opportunity of adopting a child and calling that child son or daughter, because that's better, much better what your God did. Can you say that, please? I want to hear it. I want it recorded. Now go to Romans chapter 8 to show you the true God buries your God, because your God is not the true God. Open up your Bible. You have your Bible?
Yeah, I do, but I don't believe in the Bible.
Well, your prophet did, so that means you're better than your prophet. So go to Romans chapter 8.
Okay, sure.
And I'm going to show you how Jesus now buries your God and prophet as adulterers and murderers. The very Bible that you're afraid of. But go to Romans 8. Read 14 to 17.
Romans was written by Paul, not Jesus.
Okay, and the Quran was written by Muhammad, not Jesus. And you still believe what Muhammad says about Jesus?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, wait, say it again. So yes, I believe what Muhammad, who came 600 years later, tells me about Jesus in Arabic, a language Jesus didn't speak. But Paul, who met the eyewitnesses of Jesus, I don't trust him. You see how stupid you sound, James?
But there are things in the Bible that you can't fully trust, like.
Oh, you mean like your prophet? Your prophet telling you can marry a minor who hasn't puberty, that you can trust. Your prophet marrying his adopted son's divorced wife, that you can trust. Your prophet abolishing adoption, that you can trust. Your prophet saying take married captive women and rape them, that you can trust, but we can't trust Paul. You make sense, man. I'm ready to go to the mosque, take shahada.